Well, we're really glad to be back. This is Radio Entrepreneurs. My name is Jeffrey Davis, and I'm the host of the show. I'm also chairman of the board of Mage LLC, management consulting firm. I'm being flanked by my team. In the other room, we have my executive producer, Alex Dablowski. We love Alex, and we have Chris Gerald on the board. Thumbs up for Chris. I want to thank everybody, and don't forget, if there's a topic of management or leadership that you're interested in, or business, just Google Radio Entrepreneurs. You'll probably find it on our YouTube stories or on our website. So we are a big publisher of entrepreneurial content. Our next guest, and I don't want to goof this up, we're going to see if I can get it right, is Will Krause.
Yes, you nailed it.
And what are we going to talk about today?
Well, I'm here, I think, a little bit more as an ESG and sustainable investing evangelist than as a portfolio manager, which is my role at Moody, Lynn Lieberson. So I think there's a massive movement that's happening right now, and an evolution of investing towards sustainability factors or non-financial factors. And including those in thought processes around and professional thought processes around investing.
Well, let me see if I get this right, because this is the first I've heard of this.
Mm-hmm.
I could be a slow uptake. You're looking at investment opportunities for your clients in companies that are looking at environmental sustainability ways of making money.
Yeah, I think the history. Yes, that's a way to summarize it.
That was the Donald Duck version.
Yeah, exactly. Let me give you a little bit of history. I think the history of the ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance, and that acronym really came from the fact that there are three areas that were historically focused on when people were trying to evaluate companies and think about non-financial factors that companies were exhibiting. So if you go back to the Vietnam War, the earliest iteration of this was that people didn't want to buy defense. Some investors didn't want to buy defense stocks, so they went to their investment managers and said, "Hey, I'd really like to exclude this group of stocks." I go back only that far because that's when a few financial firms and pioneers really started to say, "Hey, this is something that we can build a business model off of. It's appealing to investors who are going to be slightly discerning about the traits that are exhibited by the companies that they're investing in." And I think
the population is probably much more aware of it today.
And
consumer demand.
That's what's really changed over time. So you had you had pioneers that originally started thinking about some of these factors, and then but that was mostly exclusionary. You can own a large portfolio of stocks, but please don't own stocks that are defense related, or there are religious exclusions around abortion.
Invested companies that made napalm.
And there are certainly environmental ones. A lot of people, one of the most popular kind of segments of this area for a long time was not only fossil fuels, and saying I object to what oil companies are doing. Please don't own those.
Right.
And so that was phase one of and that's why the term ESG still sticks around, is because that's an easy way to identify a group of factors that are all very important to certain groups of people from almost a moral perspective. But what's happened recently over the last 10 or 15 years is now there are more data points being disclosed. There's sort of a disclosure revolution that's happening where companies are reporting more non-financial data points. And as those data points get reported more and more, those data points can be analyzed. And as those data points are analyzed, we're really at the crest of the wave in starting to prove that those data points are actually material to financial performance. And as materiality is proven, more and more asset management firms are saying, wait a second, we're focused so much on the financial disclosure items that exist out there, but those only account for, by some estimates, about 15% of corporate value. The other 85% is non-financial, and so what do you do with those intangible? How do you start to get your hands around those intangible metrics and the intangible value that's locked up inside of a company, and really that's where we are today.